Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 30. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released September 18th, 2013, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios and Adventure Time number 20. Finn and Jake have endured the Ice King's weird emotional dungeon adventure and the fiery pits created by Marceline's dad. What will their final dungeon adventure bring? A great jumping on point for dungeon masters and that friend of yours who only buys RPG video games. Next, we've got Bravest Warriors number 12. What do you get when you mix 4 emotional teenagers, adorable pets, and an unpredictable setting? No, not Dawson's Creek. The Bravest Warriors, of course, for kids who love a fun-loving space adventure and adorable creatures like the internet sensation Catbug, and adults who love sly, inclusive humor. We've also got Clive Barker's Hellraiser, The Dark Watch number 8. While chaos reigns in hell, Tiffany makes her play to rescue Christy Cotton, but Elliot Spencer may have other plans. Next, we've got Grace Randolph's Supurbia number 11. Geo makes a daring escape from the Tech's hideout, just as Night Fox and Marina Mega bow their way in. Tia, Dion, Batu, and Eli confront Hector in his magic realm, but is it too late to save Zeri from the evil growing inside her? And Eve discovers a shocking secret that stretches all the way back to the series' very first issue. And we've got Six Gun Gorilla number 4 of 6. Following their harrowing confrontation with Aukenbronn's corpse army, Six Gun Gorilla and Blue retreat into the wilderness in hopes of finding the natives of the Blister, weird, abstract creatures that may hold the key to Blue's ultimate quest to return the locket. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got B.P.R.D. Hell on Earth number 111, Like a Fire Part 2 of 5. While the young psychic Phoenix stumbles upon a monster-worshipping version of Burning Man, Liz Sherman finds herself stuck in a ruined hospital and pitted against a mad doctor and his monster-sized mutated feline. Next, we've got Buzzkill number 1 of 4. Ruben is not your average alcoholic. He's an unstoppable superhero who derives his powers from imbibing massive amounts of alcohol. After all the disasters it's caused in his personal life, he's ready to get clean, and the city's supervillains couldn't be happier. We've also got Conan the Barbarian number 20. A twisted religious order targets the heathens Conan and Belit, who flee with a relic of immeasurable value. Mad warrior monks pursue the couple across the maze-like landscape, cutting off every avenue of escape. With no other options, Belit looks to the mysterious item, hoping to find some salvation within. Next, we've got Dream Thief number 5 of 5. When vengeful spirits finally stop possessing John Lincoln, he seizes the opportunity to hunt down the man who first terrorized his girlfriend and kick-started his endless nightmare. An escaped madman and a determined policewoman push Dream Thief to the very edge in this deadly conclusion. Next, we've got Kiss Me Satan number 1. Cassian Steele is the boss of the werewolf mafia in the Big Easy, and he's got a problem. The old witch Verona knows his secret and has gone into hiding. Cassian wants her dead, so he sends out the word, an open contract. The first monster to dust Verona gets a big payday. What no one realizes that Barnabas Black, a demon desperately trying to regain his halo, is her protection. We've also got Star Wars Dark Times, A Spark Remains number 3 of 5. Darth Vader readies an assassin for Jedi hunting while scouring the galaxy for hidden prey. Elsewhere, the Humele's crew plots to strike down the Dark Lord himself, but the revelation of their own life or death secrets threatens to unravel everything. Darth Vader zeroes in on Jedi survivors. And we've got Strain the Fall number 3. The Silver Angel was famous, a legend in the world of lucha libre. He battled vampires during the Saturday matinee, and in the ring no man could withstand his mighty wrestling moves. That was then. Now a broken, poor man wasting away in New Jersey, the Silver Angel must call upon the courage of his youth to defend his home against real-life monsters. Continuing the story of the critically acclaimed comic The Strain, the next chapter in the Strain trilogy by director Guillermo del Toro and Chuck Hogan. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Damsels Mermaids number 5 of 5. Willing to sacrifice his life, Prince John has unleashed the destructive Axis Mundi in the heart of Atlantis. With time running out, the Little Mermaid must decide if love is worth living for or worth dying for. And if that wasn't bad enough, Voidy Annoy is still alive, and he has a bone to pick with the Little Mermaid, literally, who will survive the fall of Atlantis. Next, we've got Dark Shadows number 20. Barnabas Collins faces off against the darkest parts of his soul in a war to change the dire fates of everyone in Collinwood. Will his allies stand beside him, or will they be forced to sacrifice Barnabas in order to save themselves? We've also got Jennifer Blood, number 31. You can't kill over 100 people, break out of prison, and begin the killing once more without drawing worldwide media attention. What happens when Jennifer's mission of justice goes global? A young Irish woman, inspired by the newsfeed of Jennifer Blood's actions, decides it's time to take care of problems of her own. Next, we've got Lone Ranger number 18, the explosive finale of the Back East arc. The Ranger and Tonto have traveled to Chicago looking for justice. What they found is a tangled web of deception, backstabbing, and violence. New villains emerge, new aspects of the Lone Ranger legend will be revealed, and John Reed relives a tragically lost part of his past. A few weeks in the civilized world will leave the West's most iconic heroes eager to get back across the Mississippi. Can they survive long enough to head back to the wild? We've also got Shadow Annual 2013. Lamont Cranston and Margot Lane travel to Las Vegas. The Shadow has heard rumors of an unspeakable evil brewing in the nearby desert, one with a link to his own bloody past. A heartbreaking tale of loss, betrayal, and vengeance set against the neon of Sin City. And we've got Vampirella number 34. Having glimpsed a possible future, Vampirella makes a major choice for herself. She's going to become the patron saint of monsters, and start by constructing a place of refuge for the weird and fearful. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. From IDW Publishing, we've got Doctor Who number 13. The Doctor and Clara cross paths with Oscar Wilde and Calamity Jane in the frontier town of Deadwood as they pay their respects to the recently passed Wild Bill Hickok. But soon they discover the grave is empty and that the town is being plagued by a masked gunman who shoots his victims with nothing but a finger. Join us for the 4-part Dead Man's Hand. Next, we've got Doctor Who Classics number 4. Doctor Who Classics is back, presenting the classic comic strips never before reprinted and in color for the very first time. This issue includes the finale of Nemesis of the Daleks, featuring the 7th Doctor. Also included are Starway to Heaven and the first part of Hunger at the Ends of Time. We've also got Ghostbusters number 7. While Egon Spengler and Roger Bauer are on the journey into the mind of Melnitz, we pick up with Venkman Stantz and Kylie Griffin in the eastern coast of Long Island, where they seek out a spectral ship that sunk sometime in the 1860s. And where's Winston in all this? Vegas, baby. Next, we've got Half Past Danger number 5 of 6. How do you combat an experimental Nazi submarine that's armed to the teeth? Why, you commandeer your own, of course. It's U-boat versus U-boat in a tense underwater battle to the death that could determine the entire fate of the dinosaurs and perhaps that of Tommy's very soul. We've also got Popeye Classics number 14. MTV Geek says gloriously funny writing and drawing style. Sangendorf comics are great comics. Comic Mix says Bud Sangendorf's Popeye was brilliant. The stories were as compelling and entertaining as anything on the stands at the time, and we're talking about a period that encompassed Carl Barks' Uncle Scrooge, John Stanley's Little Lulu, and Shelley Mayer's Sugar and Spike. Could these guys really be wrong? Next, we've got Thunder Agents number 2. Dynamo's first day on the job as a Thunder Agent leads to a disastrous encounter with a beautiful but deadly Iron Maiden. Guy Gilbert, consummate Thunder veteran, scrambles to keep the secret base from the attention of warring local clans. What lies behind the demon's smile? Next, we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles New Animated Adventures number 3. Things get spooky after Mikey watches a few too many zombie movies. When the people of New York City start acting a little mindless, it's up to our fun-loving hero to face his fears and save the day. Will his brothers believe Mikey's seemingly tall tale, or will he be forced to face the hordes by himself? We've also got Transformers Regeneration One number 0, 0 Point, Adventure in the Time Stream, as Hot Rod desperately attempts to identify the rogue elements that are leading him and the entire Cybertronian race inexorably towards the catastrophic end of time itself. What hidden stories do the Deathbringer, Boltax, Buster Witwicky, and Galvatron have to tell, and what, if any, solutions are there, or is it already too late? And we've got X-Files Season 10 number 4, Believers Part 4 of 5, A new government conspiracy comes to light that involves weather control and alien invasion. But what role does Deacon and the Acolytes play in these machinations? And what happened to Scully's missing child? Mystery upon mystery sets the stage for the next phase of Mulder and Scully's lives. From Image Comics, we've got Aphrodite IX number 5, Deadly Liaisons. Aphrodite IX woke up in a new world with no memory and no idea of her true purpose. But finding out the truth about herself and how her handler Birch has been manipulating her will change everything. Next, we've got Bounce number 5. The Bounce can't catch a break, even on a date. Jasper Jenkins is taking his first step into a larger world, and if you didn't catch that reference, turn in your geek credentials on your way out the door. And who is Vanglorious Vox? Plus, prepare to explore the mysteries of the Darling. We've also got Century West graphic novel. Century, Texas used to be a sleepy little burg, barely a whistle stop between nowhere and the great beyond, until the 20th century arrived with a bang, bringing with it automobiles, airplanes, telephones, paved streets, and of course, the movies. Howard Chaykin tells the colorful story of the American West, transformed from frontier to legend, and how the American dream became a modern myth. Next, we've got Cyberforce number 6, Killjoy Returns. Velocity and Ripclaw have been left hurting since their last confrontation with CDI. To eradicate the rogue Cyberforce faction once and for all, an even more dangerous and uncontrollable threat has been activated. We've also got Darkness number 115, The Age of Reason Part 2. Hope Estacado is very much her father's daughter, but Jackie Estacado was raised to be a hired killer for a crime family before he inherited the curse of the darkness. As she matures to take care of her mentally unstable mother, what terrible rites of passage await Hope? Next, we've got Great Pacific number 10, Nation Building Part 4. Chaz travels to New York to address the United Nations, but the search for international support for his fledgling nation makes for strange enemies and even worse allies. Meanwhile, Zoe infiltrates the Green X Echo Terror group and learns some disturbing truths about Chaz and his efforts to develop the garbage patch. We've also got Mice Templar 4 Legend number 7, Eye for an Eye. In an arena where starving cats battle for the entertainment of the Rat Army, one-armed Leto comes face to face with the fearsome Captain Tosk. Next, we've got Mind the Gap number 14, R.I. Peterson Part 2. The origins of Jarrus and the Petersons' involvement are revealed at last. Next, we've got Morning Glories number 31, Say Goodbye. We've also got Peter Panzerfaust number 14, Cry of the Wolf Part 4. A terrifying double cross leads Felix once again into the hands of the enemy. A traitor is revealed and the fate of the Braves and the entire Styx operation hangs by a thread. Time is running out and death waits in the hands of a clock. Tick tock. We've also got Savage Dragon number 191, Jailbreak. As hundreds of inmates riot in an effort to escape from Stronghold Penitentiary, Dragon faces the deadly Dread Knight. The countdown to the biggest and most significant change for Savage Dragon ever continues. And we've got Zero number 1, Saving the World, One Murder at a Time. Edward Zero is the perfect execution machine. A spy who breaks the rules to get things done. When a stolen device appears in the center of a long-running conflict, Zero comes to retrieve it. The problem is, the device is inside a living, breathing, biomodified terrorist, and there's an entire army after it. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Bloodshot and Hardcore number 14, all new arc, all new creative team. Acclaimed writer Christus Gage of Avengers Academy and Thunderbolts joins the New York Times bestseller Joshua Dysart of Harbinger Wars and superstar in the making Emanuela Lupacchino of Archer and Armstrong and X Factor to light the fuse on an explosive new chapter for Bloodshot and the Valiant Universe's most feared team of superhuman operatives. The world's most deadly soldier is a new assignment. Out of the ashes of Harbinger Wars, Bloodshot is about to join the weaponized men and women of the Harbinger Active Resistance Division, the black-budget, technologically augmented strike force, where the powers are dangerously unstable and every mission is a one-way ticket into the meat grinder. With the reluctant leader calling the shots and a new crop of untested rookies manning the front line, Bloodshot is about to take Hardcore behind enemy lines and into a gasoline-drenched, synapse-snapping suicide run where no one is safe, and heroes always die trying. Next, we've got Harbinger number 16. It turns out that nightmares are just dreams too. Heading west, the Renegades have found themselves at the end of Route 66 in a little town called Los Angeles, California. But the war they left behind is still waging, somehow, unseen just below the surface of the sun and surf. What if it'll never end? What if there's no escape? What if wherever they go, they carry the war inside them? It has long been said that the City of Angels is a place where anything can happen, where reality is pliable and the dreams are made real in the blink of an eye. Now, like the decades of wannabe starlets and rockers before them, the Renegades are about to find out that having your dream come true is severely overrated. And we've got Exo Manowar number 17, To This King a Kingdom. Since bonding with the sentient Exo Manowar armor, Eric of Dacia has rampaged unchecked, crushing every enemy in his path. But what happens when a one-man war machine must become the protector of an entire people? Eric's skills as king are about to be put to the test, and the result will set off a chain reaction that will lead to one of the biggest confrontations in the history of the Valiant universe. Out in trades this week, we've got Morning Glories Deluxe Edition Volume 2 hardcover, the hit epic series about a sinister boarding school and the kids trapped there trying to solve the mysteries of time and space, presented once again in the beautiful oversized deluxe hardcover format and including copious bonus materials, sketches, character designs, cover galleries, and more. Collects Morning Glories number 13 to 25. And we've got Harbinger Wars trade paperback. Harbinger Wars, Valiant's first crossover event, begins here. 24 undisciplined, untested, and untrained superhuman children have just escaped from a top-secret research facility and into the world. When Bloodshot, Toyo Harada, and Peter Stanchek join the chase, will the Valiant universe be ready for its first all-out superhuman showdown? Collecting Harbinger Wars number 1 through 4 by acclaimed writers Joshua Dysart of Harbinger and Dwayne Swarninski of Bloodshot, and artist Clayton Henry of Archer and Armstrong. Start reading here for a high-stakes tale that will put Valiant's greatest heroes to the ultimate test. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week, with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.